Greetings and welcome to another edition of The Great Goddess. Praise be to Goddess. Praise be to Goddess. Well, here it is, another Wednesday, and I have some news for you. I've been going to Starbucks recently and getting their frappuccinos made with soy milk. And the other day I was watching my drink being made. I went over and watched them make the drink, and they were making a caramel frappuccino with cow's milk. I thought, well, I ordered a caramel frappuccino, but that must not be for me. It must be for somebody else because they're making it with cow's milk. But I watched the whole process from beginning to end, and they did serve me the drink. They served me the drink that they made with cow's milk, and the girl that served me assured me that it was not made with cow's milk, even though I watched the whole drink being made and knew for a fact that it was made with cow's milk. So I was very mad, and I wrote to Starbucks. And I told them what happened. I told them the time of the incident. I described the girl to them that made the drink. She did it to save time. She was in a big hurry. She was in a big old hurry. She had lots of people coming through the drive-through window, and she was in a big hurry to make my drink. And she wanted to save time, and she was too lazy to reach down into the cupboard for the soy milk. So she just made it with cow's milk. And she could read. She read the label. It said no whip, no caramel topping. So she didn't give me any whip or caramel topping, but she thought I would never know the difference between cow's milk and soy milk, that I would be none the wiser. And I watched her do it. So they did it to save time, and she did it to save time, and I saw her do it. I caught her in the act. From now on, I've been disillusioned. From now on, I'm not going to get any drinks with milk. No soy, no almond, no cow's milk, no milk, because I can't trust them not to slip cow's milk in there as a substitute for soy milk just because they want to save some time. So that was it. They cheated me, and so I'm not going to order frappuccinos from them ever again. I'm not ordering frappuccinos anymore because I cannot trust them. I'm going to make my own frappuccinos at home using coffee and shaved ice and my own soy milk, because I cannot trust them not to put soy milk in there. So I can't trust them. So I would suggest that you not trust Starbucks either. Don't order anything with soy. Don't order soy as a substitute for cow's milk, because they will, if they're in a hurry, they will put cow's milk in there instead of soy milk. You can't trust them. So there's that. And the other thing I wanted to tell you about was Greta Thunberg. Greta Thunberg, Thunberg. Greta Thunberg. She's a teenager, and she's an environmental activist, and she's a vegan. And Time magazine recently did an article about her, about Greta Thunberg. And they were discussing the work she was doing. She's from Sweden. And they were discussing the work that she was doing with her school and with her mom, and how she's encouraging people to not fly in airplanes because it wastes too much fossil fuel. Well, guess what? They did not say one word in that Time article about the link between veganism and environmental activism. Not one word. Not one word. They just said that she encouraged her mother to be a vegan, and that was it. That was all they said. And they did not mention the links between meat consumption and environmental degradation. They did not say one word about that. They just kept silent, totally mum about it. And I wrote them a letter. I wrote Time Magazine a letter, not Time Incorporated, but Time Magazine. I wrote them a letter telling them that they must be in bed with the dairy and meat industry because they did not mention that in their article, and they could have mentioned it very easily. And they did not mention the reason for her veganism. She's just some kook that decided to be a vegan to them. They did not mention the reasons for her veganism, and they did not mention the link between meat consumption and environmental degradation. They just did not mention it. They expect their readers to know. They just expect their readers to know, and it's not a very thorough article if that's all they had to say. They covered 2 pages with the article, and they had a big picture, a big splash picture, but not one word in that entire big article about the link between meat consumption and destruction of the environment. Nothing about meat, nothing about dairy, nothing about that. So I wrote them, and I encourage you to write them also. If you're going to read the article, go to the library, and they should have current issues of Time Magazine at your local library. Read it there. Don't buy Times Magazine. Don't give them your business. And write to them and tell them what you think. Once you've read the article, tell them what you think of them not mentioning the link between meat consumption and environmental degradation. Just tell them what you think of that. And dairy too, because dairy comes from a cow, which is the same as meat, but they have to feed those cows. They have to feed those cows lots of grain, so that also causes environmental degradation. So milk is not a clean environmental product. It takes 1,000 gallons of water to produce 1 gallon of milk, and that's just for starters. That's counting all the rain and all of the water for irrigation, for all of the grain raised for the cows, and it counts all the water fed to the cows and all the water used to wash down the cow stalls and clean milk equipment. All of that counts toward that 1,000 gallons. So that is a huge amount of water. Almond milk also uses water, but they use so few almonds per jug. I think it's 23 almonds in 1 jug of almond milk, that it isn't really that much water compared to cow's milk. So just write to Time, tell them what you think. Read the article about Greta Thunberg. Look her up. She's very, very interesting young person. She's a teenager. And just tell them what you think. Just tell them what you think and ask them. Are you in bed with big dairy and big meat ag? Just ask them, because it's worth asking. It's worth calling out people in power and asking them to answer for their actions. I'm Sarah Jane Alpha Wolf signing off. Have a terrific week, and even if you're a meat eater and a dairy drinker, you can still call out people in power and ask them why they're doing what they're doing.